No, please let me grab the thing and just lower it. Alright, back to starting soon.
Strangers, believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, neath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a
Alright, hello and welcome everybody. We are back with another match via CEA Siege. It is me, Grifster, joined by my co-caster, Calvrix. How are you doing today?
Hello. Slightly cold, but all is good.
Alright. So we are going to be opening this best of two on Bank between WPI and NCSU White. So
NCSU White, quite a familiar name from last stream. They were streamed previously against another team in the division, and looks like it'll be Worcester Polytechnic Institute, this time starting off defense. Let's see, first ban coming through will be a Thatcher. Common ban, I should say. It does help with the defenders get more hatch control and just overall hard breach control, where it doesn't breach for free, and less risk for having to trick it.
yeah, I think the Thatcher ban is kind of interesting because something we see a lot of the time on Bank is people stalling out and just not being able to coordinate their attack efficiently. So if you throw that Thatcher ban in there, it really makes people have to be efficient with their 3 minutes, and then the Maverick ban as well. So more than likely, not going to be a lot of hatch play coming out here, as unless there's a Cade ban, I imagine that life is going to be pretty difficult for the side of the attackers.
Like, if they don't do a kite ban, like, of course defense will be so much easier for them, but at the same time, after the round swap, they're putting themselves in a pretty difficult situation to play against. And the ban will be kite, so goodbye. No more easy hatches for the defenders to take control of.
Yeah, so really banning all of the ups that kind of fit together. The Maverick, the Kaid, and the Thatcher. So we will see high prioritization on the Hibana, I'm guessing, along with the Thatcher, just to get open the walls that you can. And other than that, I'm interested to see how the defenders kind of adapt to this, because there's not going to be a lot of counterplay for those hatches, what makes a lot of the sites here difficult. And then the final ban is going to be the Echo. So we will actually have the mirror in play, which is something I think that is a little bit off and on, hot and cold. So realistically, could be a very interesting match here with these bans coming in.
Definitely, and personally, I'd expect to see a little bit more roamer play, because there are a couple hatches in, especially staff area and open area, so definitely you can play vertically before you get cleared out by the attackers. And
sorry, my fault. Keep going.
And looks like Leary has the same idea, coming with a Jackal pick, currently available for play, surprisingly not banned.
Yeah, the Jackal pickup is going to be a high priority here. And actually going to be the 6th pick off the dock onto the Valkyrie. So we are going to see the Alibi play here, which is something that's very rare. I want to say like a comfort pick almost is how I would call it, because there are very few people that will bring out the Alibi, but they're not very common. And from the side of the attackers, with the Jackal being picked up, everything else looking pretty standard. The double hard breach, and then the Twitch to round it out. So
yeah, and especially the 6th pick onto Valk is still viable, but they're Leary and the rest of NCSU White definitely bringing an IQ just to counterplay for possible cam operators, and it looks like they are right with Valk in play. And interested to see, without a castle setup going on CEO. Pretty. I'd be expecting some repels from parking lot, or even just from the front of ATMs.
yeah, no castle here is going to make this very interesting from the side of the defense. So we are going to see a lot of aggression here from the Valkyrie, but yeah, these windows are going to be highly contested, I think, between the two sides.
Yeah, unless Worcester Polytechnic Institute sends someone all the way down to ATMs just to contest the repel, or just even jump out at this point on the 2nd floor, these windows are just uncontested.
Yeah, this is there's going to have to be a lot of utility burned here from the side of the defense to ensure that they can safely play inside of that main office, but it does look like it is going to be the standard back skylight type of approach here for the attack, as the Jackal is already in, but immediately gets fragged out there by the Alibi, so the Alibi already having a good amount of impact here, dropping the Jackal relatively early into the round, so a lot of utility lost for the attack already on this back.
Yeah. The Jackal was unaware of the rotate hole all the way from CEO and walked directly into the Alibi's crosshair, getting taken down. And half down the clock and still slowed control. Oh, that IQ grabs a kill on the alibi. No.
Yeah, so the alibi does go down, and now the 4-on-4 with a minute and 30 seconds left. As there's a good amount of control here into this janitor's closet in the secondary approach from stock room, but those windows not being super contested as the dock does fall, and now alibi picks up another one. So the 3-on-3 here, as this round is quickly coming to a head. The attackers bring some pressure into this janitor's closet.
Koiman's so low though. 1 HP, barely surviving. No, he's down. Koiman's down. No smoke. It's a 3v2. Oh, 2v2 coming up. Valk equalizing on the board, and Hibana finally opening the walls. Twitch finishes the smoke, and there's currently 50 seconds left, and the wall is finally being opened by Hibana.
The Valkyrie is going to get picked up there by the Hibana, so it is going to be all up to this alibi on the defensive side here. So we'll see what kind of approach they do, as the alibi does pick up the triple kill. Now it's going to be all up to the Twitch. So the 1v1 quickly becoming attacker favorite, but actually no, the alibi does get the quad, and that is a 4K for the alibi. So the comfort pick paying off here with the nice little hiding in the little alibi mirror.
That was pretty smart, not gonna lie. The moment Alibi got drowned, he swapped places with his own clone. Mind games, mind games.
Yeah, that was a very smart play there by the alibi, considering it was the 1v1 and just the amount of time that the Twitch had, and the lack of information that more than likely she had made it very difficult. But now, with that successful upper defense, we are actually going to see them go to Teller's Archives, so not going downstairs despite having the mirror available, but despite that, they will bring up the mirror and round that out with some interesting bans. I probably am going to expect the Vigil and the Valkyrie to be on the roam clear here, but from the side of the attack, bringing again another standard type of setup, and you have to think that getting it down to a 2-on-1 to end that last map, or end that last round, I'm sorry, was definitely in their favor, but it just didn't end up. They couldn't end up putting it together, and ended up in them losing their round.
Yeah, definitely. Could have maybe slowed the pace down. They still have 30 seconds left, but Alibi would coming with the clutch, swapping places. His own clone. What I think it was called the House of Mirrors trick, when you could put 3 alibis right around you and just trick the players. Just a smaller version of that, more simple, still works.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen for a while, I think, but it's kind of like some of the operators that we see not really tweaked a lot, but eventually they come back around into the meta because people just aren't used to playing around them, or people aren't used to playing around their utility sometimes, and something like that, if you're able to maximize the utility, can definitely be kind of a trick up your sleeve for the defenders.
And looks like Stinger was waiting to maybe pull a sneaky kill on whoever's rushing through dirt, but unfortunately will not find anyone as they're all repelling all the way to CEO and Skylight. And, Kaz, we're trying to save himself from possibly being shot from ATMs, and Valk. Nyx is being tracked, and that's a kill from Jackal? Yes, I believe Lear just cleared the roamer from the top.
Yeah, so Jackal on the upper roam clear here is going to be tasked with actually picking up a second one here now. So both of the roamers are gone from the side of the defense outside of Stinger here, but Stinger on the lower roam, looking to more than likely get back this site, considering the kind of disadvantage his team is at now. But still, an effective play here from the Jackal, and realistically a rather timely play here because of how much utility he was able to burn. So we'll see what the Jackal is able to accomplish now that he's realistically kind of done his job, but still a good amount of utility left. The Miras will more than likely be up on site, so gonna have to deal with those no matter what. And the Valkyrie cams as well just are also going to be a little bit of a nuisance here, but one of these mirrors already opened in that long hallway as the pinch is starting to come out here. Stinger's still on the roam, so not been found out yet, but Coinman on the mute going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place here, as he's going to feel pressure from all sides as this attack does start to come out.
Definitely, the Alpha Mirror is currently working against the defenders. Not what they were doing on purpose, but it looks like Jaeyoung is pushing from Skylight, and there will be a kill onto the Rook who is holding sight, and it's just up to Mute and Visual. Currently only Koiman in the site. Gets pushed by the Jackal Leary coming through A, and it's up to the Visual. Stinger getting one on the main stairs. That'll be a 1v4 with 40 seconds left, and the plant's going down.
Yeah, Stinger is he's gonna have to find the 1v5 clutch ace, so not looking too likely here. As like you said, this plant does come down, but you know we've definitely seen some stranger things here in CEA, but more than likely not gonna work out as he does get picked up by the Twitch, and that'll be two. Actually, I'm sorry about 1-for-1. So now tied up here. This kind of pick here, maybe a little bit of a cheese pick, going into towers instead of going down to the basement, but not end up working out for the defense. And now we will see if they decide to stick with it or if they decide to go back.
It was a slight gamble. There is a mirror pick where it's usually more common for basement, which could have tricked the attackers thinking, oh, we have to attack basement, not tellers. But however, Leary just clearing 2 rumors off the bat just made it have no difference going basement or first floor. You start off with a 3v5. And no mirror this time coming from Worcester. No, yes, nope. Actually, mirror. I just missed it. Mirror coming out, just a different player. And the same operator lineup coming from NCSC White every time.
Yeah, I think that them going back to Tellerson maybe is just speaking to their type of comfortability with this map maybe and how they like to approach this. But they are switching up a few things here. We will see the Ella, which on some of the choke points of Bank can be relatively useful, but you know that utility is yet to be seen as it was traded out for the Vigil. But from the side of the attack, definitely looking to see if the Jackal can kind of repeat on very strong performance from last round. I believe he got a 3K. So overall, a good look there from the side of the attack, but we'll see if they're able to replicate it here because you have to think if you were on the defensive side, you more than likely would try to play a little bit more reserved and maximize some of that utility that you have on your side, especially bringing the Legion and the Legion and the Mira.
Yeah, definitely. But the lack of an ACOG might be turning against them, but we'll see how it goes with 10 more seconds in prep phase until it turns right into action phase. The attackers possibly and most likely clearing out second floor as they have before. Still reinforcements going on. Pretty bold to be doing that during action phase.
Yeah, especially on a map like Bank where there are a lot of strong timings you can get on the attack. It's a little bit risky to kind of try to extend your prep phase, but you know, not being punished for it yet. And yeah, like you said, not having that ACOG here could be very difficult considering some of the contests you can have, especially from the roof of that parking garage on that side of the map, and just some of the angles you can get into that open lobby. But it is going to be the Jackal again, so Leary proving rather strong here. Is he does get up another Jackal track and not going to find the kill onto the roaming Ella, but still, he's already gotten one, and that's actually going to get refragged here, although Ella does take a good amount of damage here. But still, one frag and a good amount of damage back is going to really help the attackers here and trying to repel some of that roam game.
Oh, Stinger is being pushed from multiple angles, one from Stock Hallway and one from already inside CEO. Now he's pinched a meeting next to the long desk. And Jaeger just crawling up slowly from blue. And that'll be an exothermic charge on the CEO wall. Really committing to clearing the L over here before they make a push downstairs.
Yeah, like you said, a good amount of clear here, and they do actually find another frag as the Twitch finds one back, so that is going to be the Jaeger down, so still Stinger going to be running around here with a lot of health gone, and yeah, a lot of utility being burned upstairs trying to get that roam clear, but as this comes to a head here, the 4-on-3 is going to be very difficult for WCI to kind of repel here, as Stinger is going to have to make some magic happen with this low amount of health.
Stinger at least came back safely outside. Never mind Jaeyoung picking up Mira instead. And now it's up to the Mute and the low health Ella. deployment, looking at the right door. Will he find the kill? Oh, gets fragged by Jaeyoung, and now it's up to Ella. 5 HP coming through blue stairs. Plants going down from Jaeyoung.
She already got one, so if she wants to get it, she has A's.
As this bomb plant does slowly tick down, Stinger is going to have to make a play here. And yes, with the low amount of health left on him, it's going to be more than difficult here, considering the position he has to get back to. But more than halfway gone now on this defensive plant, and more than likely, it's just looking like Stinger is almost playing for the save. Not getting aggressive, not being very timely here, but maybe using it as a little bit of a timeout to try to approach what went wrong in this round. He's finally going to go for the push, but with
He's out of time to counter defuse.
Yeah. So
Stinger just looking down blue stairs, and this will be NCAC White taking round 3, taking the match 2-1. Map 2-1 in their favor as of now.
yeah, so I'm guessing using that little bit of extra time to take a kind of time out and kind of assess what was going wrong, because realistically, you can point to both of those rounds as is kind of starting to unravel rather fast with the Jackal picking up some early kills, but it just wasn't meant to be on that side, so they are going to get to go back upstairs after burning the double round penalty. But at the same time, you have to think if they're able to be successful up here again like they were the first time with some of the magic that the alibi pulled, I would expect to see them try to go downstairs, considering Tellers is not working.
Yeah, definitely. I would see Tellers as more of an experimental pick since they're full 6 rounds. Maybe they'll go straight after the basement if they do win out this executive and CEO hold. And Lesion's just picking into Lesion.
I definitely agree with you. I think the Tellers is maybe something that they thought they could pull off, but maybe just not getting it to work how they wanted to. But still, something that I definitely would have liked to see them switch off of, considering how poorly it went both times. Maybe just try to go down the basement where you know how difficult that type of approach can be for the attackers, and that basement side is kind of what makes Bank infamous for some of its timing problems. Just being forced to clear out 2 floors that are relatively large in size, with all of the nooks and crannies that the defenders can hide in. So, not maximizing some of that power that was given to you through the pick and bans is a little bit questionable for sure. But we'll see if they learn from their mistakes potentially if they're able to be successful on this site, because on a map like Bank with some of these pick and bans, you definitely would expect your defensive hold to be rather strong.
Yeah, and it looks like I'm not sure why they're not bringing a castle. Well, of course it's up to the teams, but having NCAC not repelling at all in the parking lot area, maybe it's working out for them in terms of defense. And very slowly pushing through Skylight, trying to use his Jackal footprints as much as possible, and that'll be going on the Lesion for the first track. And Nyx holding a tight angle actually from all the way from Skylight into Stock Hallway. We'll see here trying to impact trick, but the impacts actually don't cancel out the Hibana puzzle. That's 2 sets, giving a line of sight all the way through CEO as Bungo looking through this Hibana holes he made. All sets gone, now it's up to the Thermite with 2 charges to open up the wall fully.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see them fully surrender this back Skylight stairwell area. They're just playing the cross contest here, and now the Jackal's going to find another one. So just pushing up into that circle area and finding a kill is rather impressive timing there from the Jackal, but we'll see what is able to happen here now. Is the smoke or the mute, I'm sorry, I believe, of Nyx picking up the frag. Actually, no, it might have been Coinman, I'm sorry. So, finding one back onto the Twitch, who has been a rather prominent fragger in some of these rounds, but still, this is such a strong position that Leary has here with the pinch on the backside of the stairwell, and it does look like the Legion is aware of it, but not necessarily directly contesting it. And Leary getting ready to push here, probably with some coordination from the back skylight stairwell. And some of these angles are just too strong here. Is quickly falling apart here for the defense. 2 frags are found. The immediate refrag onto the Jackal, and now some of the window play is going to be coming into effect here from the side of the offense.
Currently 40 seconds left, but the wall's still not fully open. Thermite's holding on to his explosive charges. Well, ooh, a kill goes on to the IQ, who's reverse repelling all the way from ATMs, and it has to be Nyx returning up to lobby stairs. 30 seconds left, and Hibana and Thermite are all both on CEO side. Here comes exothermic charge. Still 2 gas canisters left. It is way more than enough to delay for the clock to tick down. Bungle will be rushing in. Nyx finds one in the hallway, and that's Diffuser. Main stairs. Less than 10 seconds left, and Bungle is rushing with the bearing 9. Flash is coming through. Oh, he's fully blinded. No! And Worcester Polytechnic Institute takes round 4, tying up 2-2.
Yeah, that round just kind of fell apart there. Honestly, some of the mid round trades definitely looked like WPI was going to be in favor, but you know they just able to stall it out. And CSU, I really thought that when they got the 2-man trade for the Jackal was going to be kind of netting them the round, but 2 upper defenses and 2 successful kind of holds there from WPI nets them the 2-2 draw.
It looks like they're finally going down to lockers and CCTV. Most likely Tellers was actually an experimental pick, and trying to take the lead while they're on the defender side for Bank. With Coinman on Valk this time, and still playing SMG 11 operators like Mute and Smoke that he has been doing before. And Leary and
Just in case
Jayon
you
from
wanted it.
NCSU with 6 and 7 kills respectively.
Just want to make sure you read it for the record. You're good.
All right, so they're going to go to the basement here, which I cannot express how much of a fan I am of this, because despite I think some of the shortcomings of this basement site, especially with the bans, I think it's so hard to hold that main hallway with the Mira, not having the K to trick that hatch, but still, there's so much utility you can bring to this site. I think it's going to be definitely a nice change of pace here from WPI, and we'll see if they're able to net themselves in a round win, but they are sticking with the Alibi, and then bringing the Maestro as well, so gonna have the ACOG. I'm surprised, honestly, they're not bringing another one, but maybe, like we said in the past, it's just personal preference. And from the side of NCSU, we do have a good amount of utility here, and I want to see Leary continue to bring his fragging potential here, because he's definitely been the guy that's been able to kind of pop open these rounds and find an entry frag or 2.
And especially with the site being downstairs, it gives Leary and the rest of NCSU having to do one more floor clear, all the way from second, first, and to basement. And it will be Koiman trying to buy time, and CEO hasn't been spotted yet. But Leary is Jackal, and he will be seeing the focus for tracking. And tracks go down, but oh, Leary actually takes down Koiman. Koiman off the bird of Valk, but Alibi refrags onto Jackal. No more tracks to go off, and wall banks through CEO. IQ's gone too. And Alibi just quickly retreating back all the way to first floor. No buying time, but Jaeyoung finishes the Alibi. So that just clears the roamers all off the board, and there'll be 3 anchors on site.
Yeah, so the 3v3 here is definitely going to be interesting, considering the amount of utility that's still left here from both sides. Is we do hear the hatches begin to be blown open, and 2 realistically strong fragging operators here on the Habana and the Twitch, and then the Thermite looking to turn into the Fragmite here potentially, but more than likely going to be relegated to planting on whichever angle they decide to approach here. But some strong angles left on this site could net the defenders around here, as this is it's going to be a little chaotic here with how limited amount of time that they do have to kind of set up an effective approach here on this basement defense.
Definitely, and 117, 116, the time's ticking down, and Mira still has a C4, and he had to counter defuse. Or stop the defuse from that. But Nyx picks up a kill. That's Hibana off the board, and has free access to open area, and oh, Oh, Kaz trying to reverse plant, and the C4's already gone, baiting it out. Kaz will be sticking it. And Mira gets taken down. Jaeyoung finding the head slightly over the mirror window, and plant's complete. And Nyx has to retake along with the Maestro from WPI. Then that'll be one. And where's the second one? No, the Claymore! The Claymore gets him! And it's up to the Maestro, 1v1. The Twitch goes down, it'll be a free defuse for Worcester Polytechnic Institute. Oh, my tongue twister.
That was
WPI.
that was interesting because I really thought that the round was going to work out from the side of NCSU when the Maestro was kind of none the wiser about the default plant going down. We see that long angle from the garage area kind of opened up so many times that just effectively denies a default plant, but he looked like he maybe wasn't communicated the information that the plant was going down, or just something was not going efficiently there, and he wasn't able to deny the plant, but the retake was effective. The nice roam there from WPI kind of nets the kill on the thermite and makes the Twitch have to really kind of reposition, because despite the Claymore immediately picking up the refrag, it just kind of flusters you a little bit when your secondary player that's with you gets fragged out.
Yeah, definitely. And with Nyx getting a kill on Hibana or on main stairs, they just lost complete control from above where open area hatches are already open. And these sightlines could give the clear line, these sightlines just helps NCSU get the rotations all the way from Red Vault and all the way through main hallway. And with that being unavailable, it just made it so much harder for NCSU to hold it. It is their third time going to Tellers and Archives. Currently with a record of 0-2, not looking so good for WPI for this site take.
Yeah, I think it's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, they have had a couple of rounds in between to maybe think about how they want to fix this, because they did net themselves a win on the top floor and then they won in the basement. So you're still looking at this, and you can definitely find a way to work this out and make this kind of go in your favor. And with how poorly those last two rounds looked, if you can kind of make the adaptation here and get to 4-2 overall on your big defense, then you're definitely going to be feeling good about it. And it does look like those two rounds have definitely changed their minds as they're going for a kind of upper approach here, which is something we've definitely seen come back into the meta, and we'll see how it works for them, considering how effective Leary has been on some of these entries upstairs.
Yeah, and with Koima just opening the floor for all the floors below, and oh, Leary just rushing with the sledge, and Jackal's now on someone else, so Leary taking down half HP, and it's Mo all the way from the top of lobby stairs. Leary will have to back out, repelling ATMs, while Jaeyoung clears open area along with the rest of NCSU, and that'll be a kill onto Mira. ATMs repel. And oopsie doopsie, realizing there was one repelled, will have to take control back again. But Leary is already on site alone.
Yeah, just taking his camp into the site and saying, "Hey guys, it's open. There's nobody here." So Leary just finding all of the openings here for this NCSU attack throughout almost every round here. He's either been the entry frag or just finding the bits of information that are going to be very important to them. So if they can get this planter down and into the site, then this retake from WPI is going to be very difficult here. But it does look like the mute is aware of it. He still has 3 mute gems, which just kind of makes me scratch my head here. But the timing is going to come out. The plant's going to go down, and more than likely they're not going to be able to deny it unless they're able to get the kill from above. But no, the plant does go down here, so the 4-on-5 retake is going to have to come in from the side of WPI.
A flurry of kills coming out back and forth, and leaves WPI with the 2v4 situation. Post plant, and Mozzie gets taken down. That'll be 1v4. It's up to Koiman to finish the 4 kills. Slowly creeping Skylight down the stairs, and it'll be Jaeyoung coming to contest and will be taken down. That's 1 on the headshot. 1v3, time's ticking. Gotta go fast. Koiman has to run through the stairs anytime soon, and it will be Jackal Bungo holding the door into Archives. Koiman, is he creeping down the stairs? No?
No. So the strategy of WPI seems to be in when you get in those kind of late round retakes to rather just take it as the tactical timeout that you can, and we'll see if it does end up netting them any advantage here. Is they do end up drawing their defensive half on bank 3-3, and you have to think that maybe they could have probably been up honestly 4-2 had they done one of their first two tellers takes on that lower site. So I don't know. That whole kind of defensive half's a little bit of a head scratcher, at least for me, because I think when you see the tellers isn't working once, you maybe try to switch it up, but they stuck with it twice, and then having to go back onto the third time was kind of unfortunate. But we'll
They
see.
did have an idea, a general idea of what they wanted to do,
hmm
but it's just that they had no control over or even vision on the doors for tellers, and that kind of threw WPI off and just gave Leary just just freely entering the site along with the rest of NCSC White.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, it's something that you definitely have to make an adaptation. Like if you know the tellers isn't working, you can't just run it back and go again in that site. So I don't mind that 6th round adaptation to go upstairs because you know whatever you were doing before wasn't working. But maybe just not enough of execution on that site to kind of know how to perfectly run that strat. But at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing I think for them considering everything. But we'll see. We'll see what they're able to do here on offense because I think that there's definitely been some people that have stepped up in this match overall. I want to see Leary continue some of his fragging abilities that he showed on the attack.
And Leary with 9 kills right now, followed by Jalen with 8 from NCSU, and Nick stepping it up with Mo on the other side, WPI 7 and 6 kills respectively. And with the pulse on the board from NCSU, I'm expecting him to play in Gold Vault just to indicate if they're trying to fake a plant or stick it for Mirror to like just throw a C4 freely and guarantee a kill on the planter. And Leary shotgun holding blue stairs. Effective at close range, so with the deployable on the top of blue stairs, it's gonna be really hard for WPI to take blue stairs in general. And there goes the first kill onto the Jaeger who's roaming, but Leary will refrag and they'll make it even 4v4 with 2 minutes on the clock.
Something about the Jackal and the entry frags, it just they just keep going together on this round. And yeah, Leary on that blue stairs sold. It's something we see a lot out of smokes, but to have the yellow shotgun a little bit more versatile of a shotgun with the higher fire rate. So we'll see how that ends up working for Leary, but they are going to need to have somebody double up with him in servers now that he's lost one. So going to have to overextend a little bit, potentially with some of the utility you might not want to, but still, the Jackal down here is going to make this easy, and Leary is going to decide to stick in this stairwell here, which I'm not necessarily against as long as they're able to maintain server control here, but the rest of NCSU do look like they're kind of poised to sit back and defend the rest of the bomb site.
And WPI looking to get the mirror off of the server mirror, just trying to make the planting much easier. And oh, the window's open, but she still has a mirror in her pocket, so she could definitely place it down next to her broken mirror. And Leary just holding the top of blue, just confident with the shotgun. And there'll be IQ coming down main stairs, slowly creeping down. 1 minute left on the clock, and it'll be Kaz waiting for anyone peeking down the bottom of main stairs.
Yeah, I believe I may have even saw somebody trying to approach Trim Garage, so we look like we may be seeing kind of an altered type of attack here from the side of, yeah, it is going to be Twitch coming into Garage, so kind of the main stairs Garage type of pinch here potentially could lead to a little bit of interesting things happening here from the side of WPI. Is this is something that we don't see often. It's not necessarily a bad idea to counter out some of the Miras, especially when we don't see the Maestros. So Nyx is going to find 1 kill, and now it's going to be up to the rest of WPI to hold this site down as the Pulse finds 1 back, playing inside of that little staging area for the vault. But Leary on the late flank here with the LS shotgun is going to be a pivotal role here. He's going to jump down the hatch. The plant is going down. He's not going to be able to find the kill here. It's going to be 1 picked up by the IQ. So the plant not going to be able to deny Leary, not going to be able to find the kills. And the retake going to come back here as Leary finds 1. Leary and the Pulse are going to have to save this round here. And actually, it is looking like they might be able to pull this back here. There's 1 left. The defuse actually coming down here. And actually, no, everybody's gone. I'm sorry, from the side of NCSU's or WPI.
Lyra and Kaz just tag teaming 2v4 every time, waiting for the plant to go down, then coordinating like a really simple attack. Just kill everyone you see. Going from vault, clearing gold vault. IQ did run through gold vault, but Lyra just came back down with a shotgun, dropped down A hatch, and just like, I have sight. I can get post plant control. And there goes the counter defuse.
Yeah, so a really strong retake there considering how they decided to attack it, and I think a good adaptation there overall from Leary and CS. So I don't know. I like the type of approach there from the side of WPI because I think that's something we don't see a lot to counter out the that type of hold there from the Mira. So I don't know. We'll see if they're able to repeat on that the next time they go down there, more than likely. But we are going to see them go upstairs to executive office.
And compared to WPI, NCSU will commit to bringing a castle, most likely for the little hallway over here. The hallway just being open, or even just being barricaded with the normal barricade, just gives too much line of sight all the way from parking lot, from my opinion. Too much. It just gives all the sight line into A, and into B, into meeting, if you're repelled in ATMs.
Yeah, the castle is something I think that's almost necessary if you want to kind of have an extended hold into this site, but we definitely saw WPI make it work, despite some of those rounds being rather close, but still. I think if you're NCSU, you kind of just decide to play it safe, you decided to play it standard here, considering this is your map pick, so I'd expect them to have a little bit more practice, defensive hold on their secondary sites, but Leary on the docks actually go get the run out and get the frag, so he's feeling it. He's going for every peak, he's going for every run out, and I mean when you're on the dock with the ACOG, why not? As he does pick up that of the Twitch from WPI, so the top fragger gone from the side of WPI is definitely going to make things rather difficult here, but I can't blame Larry, man. Like when you know you're on and you go for everything. You do the stupid stuff and usually it works.
Like Leary has 13 kills right now. He's just going off everywhere. He might be trying it one more time. We're looking for repel, but currently nobody from WPI on the repel. And IQ going bottom up from basement garage. And Leary's still waiting for the repel onto CEO windows. And WPI just really taking their time to drone every room on second floor and even first floor before they commit to opening the site walls.
Yeah, WPI is kind of recoiled from their opening pick, and they're starting to finally get a little bit set up here, but they're definitely taking their time, and we will actually see the Mozzie here, so preventing some of those roams, retakes, is going to be definitely advantageous for the side of WPI, considering they're already down a man. So creating some chokes will definitely be in their favor if they're able to get the plant down, but just as I say that, she's absolutely gunned by Leary. So Leary's popping off, as we've said plenty of times, honestly, and you know, the man's frying right now, so he's looking again here for these repels on this outside window, not finding anything yet, but still. The rest of WPI have to figure out how they want to approach this as they are looking for the three-man setup on this back stairwell.
There is one C4 on the board. No, C4's already been used. No more C4s on the side of CSU, and there will be a frag going on in the mute from Jackal all the way from Skylight. And ooh, sees the side. And that'll be another one for WPI, evening out 3v3 as Jaeyoung rotates his stock, possibly looking for a frag on Skylight, and Leary just fully healing himself before he engages in the next fight, and we'll find it back! That's Jaeyoung with 1 kill and makes it so much easier for NCSU. 3v2, making it 3v1! Up to Koiman, all looking at the site, tries to find Legion. But Legion will outfrag him, and that'll be round 8 for NCSU White.
Yeah, so the two opening frags from Leary do prove to be too strong for WPI to come back from, but still, we will see them go onto their third site here. It is going to be Teller's Archives as expected, but still, I think WPI kind of put up as much of a fight as you would expect them to. on their defensive side, considering this isn't their map pick. But now you see kind of some of the prowess coming out from NCSU and why this is their map pick as they kind of start to flex their muscles on defense.
Yeah, and with 2 successful site defenses in a row, they will be going to Polar's office and archives. First was site that WPA had trouble holding. So we'll see if it's if the same case for them, or they turn out to be the victor for defense on this site for the first time this map. Going in, and we have, and with the Tokebi pick from WPI, it looks like they are more trying to commit more to a roam clear. Maybe they thought Jocko wasn't enough, so they're bringing more verticality with Sludge and Buck, just to clear things faster, just ram through soft walls at this point.
Yeah, I think if you're the side of WPI, you definitely have to start making some adaptations here because whatever you're doing before just wasn't working out. So we will we'll see what they're able to do here because I think at this point this is definitely a point in the game where you can maybe turn things around a little bit, considering this is the Tellers Archives hold and any third site on any map, no matter who picks it, is usually the weakest side of that team. So we'll see if they're able to capitalize on that fact, but it doesn't look like there will be any runouts or peaks from Lear yet. He is going to be playing down into this server area, so maybe looking to catch somebody unsuspectingly entering the building, but the rest of NCSU is kind of very spread out here on some of these upper areas, and it does look like they're going to be dedicating a good amount of utility to that upper hold.
It is with WPA not bringing a Heartbeat at all, it will be taking a little bit more time, having to clear out this clear all the way around the doorways instead of just going through walls. And Leary rotating up main stairs, realizing nobody's coming through garage or dirt at this point. And nice fall cast from Jayon, looking all the way into open. And 1 minute down the clock, and it looks like WPI is slowly approaching second floor, trying to clear out Kaz, the shotgun, and gets wallbanged. The Buck, it's a clean headshot onto the mute, and that will be second floor control for WPI.
Yeah, so they kind of replicate some of the success that that NCSU had on that upper approach. They just get an opening frag rather early, and they force what is now NCSU kind of change up how they want to attack or how they want to approach this, because realistically there's going to be a lot of utility on here as the Twitch fund's another one, so just kind of falling apart at the seams here from the side of NCSU, which, like we said, is a little bit expected here, but definitely some opportunities to pull this back, as there is going to be one more picked up, and that is Leary finding one, so he's immediately going to be refragged, sadly, from the side of Nyx on those stairs, but still a good amount of time he burned here, and with some of these angles that they have and the ACOG, they definitely can win some of these rounds as Weird Gamer picks up one, but now it's going to be all up to him, so the 1v3 is definitely looking very difficult here.
And he will get pinned down by the sledge. And round 9 goes to WPI. So it was only the mute holding second floor alone. Maybe NCSU wants to reconsider how many people they put on second floor, because it was a pretty quick take from WPI. They had more than 2 minutes left on the clock to just go down, like look down, play vertically first floor, while the Twitch from Nyx just had to clear all the way bottom up. Looks
Yeah,
like they will keep going lockers and CCTV. Sorry for cutting you off, but yeah, they're going back to their more comfortable site, their first pick site, and looks like they're bringing the same lineup, almost the same lineup.
Yeah, so I think that, like you said, they kind of looked like they were scrambling a little bit, NCSU did, when they lost that upper player, just having to kind of reassess how they wanted to hold and who they maybe wanted to try to throw back up top to prevent some of that upper pressure. It looked like they kind of got a little bit scrambled, and it ended up in WPI taking the round off some nice frags, but now, like you said, going back down to this basement site, a site they definitely looked rather strong on here their first time around, but still, you would expect maybe a little bit of adaptation here from the side of WPI and how they want to approach this, but we are actually going to see a little bit of an adaptation here, bringing up the Blackbeard and dropping the Habana, so only going to be having the thermite here would kind of suggest to me a prioritization on this server push.
And even bringing a Blackbeard is just like the Blackbeard is trying to hold a long angle, denying any C4s, any like engagements from all the way from the door, from the hallway. Just trying to cut off any point for rotation while the plant goes down. There will be 3 C4s from this side of NCSU. There'll be the Jaeger trying to roam all the way second floor, trying to buy some time before WPI actually collapses onto the site. IQ's just looking for the fall cams, but ooh, the Leary just pre-firing through the stock window, trying to find someone. And Mo will fire back, but Leary's already 1 HP, gets taken down from Sky. That's IQ, Bungo. No, that's not Bungo. No, that's not Bungo. And then Kaz just looking from any of her heartbeats from Gold Vault. QE coming through, and oopsie doopsie, Blackbeard pushing all the way through with the hollow site garage, and that'll be a Maestro trying to contest him.
Yeah, he's gonna take a little bit of damage from Bungo, and this fight is gonna eventually have a winner here as Bungo does peek into Oopsie Doopsie, but still, I'm kind of surprised to see this Blackbeard posted up here in garages. I think that's something we've definitely seen in that back server area when that execute does come out, considering some of the angles you can hold, but maybe they would rather have him holding the crosshairs. That Maestro cam does finally get taken out here, and the peak looks like it might be coming out here, but another Valkyrie cam was actually going to spot out Oopsie Doopsie and kind of force him to reconsider his approach into this garage as the rest of his team does begin to approach onto that back server area. So he is going to be a rather pivotal role here, and not only trying to distract Bungo, but cutting off some of the rotates from the side of NCSU as the rest of his team looks to execute onto that back CCTV area.
Alright, 1 minute left, the wall finally being opened by Toyman. Still, 3 C4s on the board. They're gonna have to fake it 3 times or just shoot the C4s out of the air. There goes hatch control. Twitch trying to look from above as IQ pre-fires. And Kaz gives info to the mirror. There's one trying to plant. And Mirror probably has her C4 out. C4? No? The fake's coming in from WPI. But I don't think they have time to be faking for this long. And first C4 goes on the Thermite who's trying to plant. And Jackal will find a refrag on Leary who is roaming around. And Blackbeard will find one on the Maestro. It's up to the Pulse and Mirror. Both in Vault and Red Hallway. Looks for a C4, will miss! Now it's up to Mirror and Pulse, no C4. Pulse still trying to convey some information, but the plant's going down within the smoke and Mirror has to rush this, so does Kaz. Will they find it? The Twitch finds one, Nyx finds one, and it'll be a Mirror still find the hallway, plant's already down. And the Blackbeard's just involved with the Deagle, and they've swapped places. And that'll be 1 onto the Blackbeard, 1 versus 3. And looking pretty difficult at this point for the Mirror to take 5 HP, but still not impossible.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult here for the Mirror to retake this. He is going to have to get aggressive here, and it does look like he's not going to be successful. So, a rather strong approach there from the side of WPI, kind of having Oopsie Doopsie be a rather key point in that defense, or in that attack, I'm sorry, is he's able to kind of really discombobulate the entire NCSU defense there with how he was kind of pressuring from garage with that Blackbeard. So just being able to be aggressive, finding the frags when he needed to, allows his team to open up that back server wall and get the default plant down. And once that default bomb plant goes down, even if you're in an even man situation, just it can be so difficult to get back to that bomb, considering how open it is to a lot of angles. And it just showed that WPI is able to execute. Now we do see it draw even at 5-5. So WPI making a go at this and definitely looking to potentially tie it up.
Yeah, 5-5 with no overtimes in this for this map. It's either they draw or someone takes it with the next 2 rounds instantly. And it's like Leary trying to take the 2 rounds with his Ella, really doing a good hold in blue stairs previously when they were holding the site. And knowing that the approaches from WPA has been all the way through server, breaching wall, trying to plant. he will definitely try to deny this with the same deployable shield setup, most likely. Looks like JL's keeping the same camp spot since they did go undetected, especially with the Blackberry pushing through garage. And no Jackal this time coming from this side of WPI, and the Dokebi still being kept, while Buck's in play too. And it'll be Bungo setting up some ADSs just for Leary to use on the side. All camp spots? On and off.
There we go. Maybe.
Yeah? No? Not satisfied?
He'll find it one day, hopefully.
Well, he'll keep trying until he gets it, and Leary still has a shotgun. I'm actually like curious how this is gonna change, since he was on a Jaeger last time. No shotgun, but still tried to hold upstairs, but got cleared out early, and Tokebi will try to push in without intel. Really risky move as Jaeger's waiting for the Tokebi right outside dirt. Will he find it? Here's the Barbaro breaking. Bungo firing some shots, but oh, we'll take 1 bar off of the Tokebi. Now oopsie doopsie. Slightly confused as I'm making, should I go in? Never mind, Bungo finds the Tokebi. That's 2 calls off the board without being used, and Ella is currently at half HP.
Yeah, so Lear getting aggressive there with the shotgun and just kind of barrel stuffing the Dokubi down. And like you said, rather unfortunate they're losing a good amount of utility here, so Nyx is going to actually open up above this blue stairwell, see what kind of pressure he can bring onto that angle of Leary, but Leary's actually going to get aggressive here and peek it, which I think is very ill-advised, peeking into the chainsaw of the F2, but not finding the frag is either of them, and a good amount of utility being lost here now, so WPI is definitely going to have to alter how they want to approach this attack with that Dokubi utility being gone, but the switch onto the Ella shotgun is something I think we saw benefit the side of NCSU the first time they were on this defense, but like you said last time, they were not. They did opt to bring the Ella. They decided to have Larry on the Jaeger, and ultimately ended up with them losing the round, so maybe this is the key to them. The Ella shotgun play is something that Larry needs to have, and honestly, it already looks like so because he's already found 1 frag in this round.
And kind of a deja vu. It's IQ Stinger again, trying to push main stairs while Kaz is trying to contest from all the way from vault. Now near main stairs, looking for heartbeats, and no, the Twitch Nyx disconnecting at a crucial time. And IQ still trying to push down the stairs, and Thermite droning for him. Actually, no, also peeking, double peeking. Realizing the Camel's looking at them, and Stinger will be continuing to push down, and will Kaz keeps on relaying information. Leary is still here, uncontested, so they gave up on blue stairs control. Less than a minute left, time's ticking, and it's currently 3v5 with an unfortunate disconnect from Nyx. And Jaeyoung just peeking main stairs, constantly trying to find one, and Mo taking a slower push. While Leary finds one upstairs. He already rotated up, and that'll be Thermite gone. No more heart breach. Up to Mo and Stinger, both Ella concussed. But 7 seconds, don't have the diffuser. Buck trays out with the Ella, and it's Stinger trying to push through the mirror. But 2 seconds, 1 second, will be out of time, and also fragged by the mirror behind the wall.
I'm just gonna ask them all to leave, yeah?
And
yeah.
with the rehost request, we will be having WPI initiated, and they will be leaving the lobby. Well, this is 5-6 in favor of NCSC White.
Yeah,
the orange just won, right? Wait.
Yeah.
So NCSC White taking the round closer to match point now. They are guaranteed a tie.
Right? Griff, I gotta return the menu, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. I just want to make sure I don't
we'll do a quick rehost. Quick rehost coming through with their observer.
Yeah.
And while that rehost happens and we'll next reconnect, we can just talk about how the last round just went overall.
Yeah, I think that last round was super interesting because I definitely think that WPI was in a little bit of a position to maybe execute on that. I think the DC of Nyx really kind of forced them to stall out like we saw. They kind of just got flustered a little bit, and I can't necessarily blame them. Losing a member of every team midway through the round is definitely a little bit confusing. So to see one of your teammates go, it kind of really puts a hole in your entire execute because you were more than likely planning on using that utility. And yeah, it just looked like WPI didn't really know where to go, didn't really know what to do, and NCSU, I like the adaptation from them. I think that's how they should play that type of hold. I think that it's the way that they've been doing it the most effectively. So we'll see if they're able to replicate that. But I don't know. They are more than likely going to be going back upstairs, where we did see a good amount of success from them. But I don't know. I think this game is not as kind of predictable as I might have thought it was. Going into 3-3, and then even I think when we saw NCSU go up 5-3 on their first two defenses, it really looked like they were poised to take the round, but just some unfortunate timings from the side of NCSU and some good plays from the side of WPI, even to back up at 5-3 or 5-5, and then that last round rather unfortunate, but it does net NCSU the round one and puts them, like you said, into a secured tie at least.
Yeah, and
Just go check. You're good. Keep going.
the lack of flashbangs actually really costing WPI, and just couldn't clear out Leary at all. There was an ADS protecting his deployable, and if the frag grenade did roll into the right spot, even then the ADS just eats it up, and they can't really contest the hallway until the deployable is gone, because until you vault over, and like when you fully vault over, you're just fully exposed. It's hard to turn, and there was even an Elamine waiting for you. And
Yeah, that type of hold is so difficult to kind of pry open if you're not effective with how you use your utility. It's almost one of those times where you would like to see WPI maybe go for the adaptation and go for the garage and main stairs push like they did the first round, but I just don't know what they could really do there, considering they lost the Dokkaebi early, which is something you usually use to force people out of some of their corners. And after that, it was just downhill. They lost Nix, and then there's just really not a lot of hope to pull that round back, considering how daunting that type of take is on bank.
yeah, definitely. And we are still waiting for Nyx to come back, so we'll give him all the time to reconnect for now. And just what's really unfortunate for WPI is that the tellers and elevator hatches were soft, and they had enough soft breach from the Buck and the Twitch. Buck being having the skeleton key and the Twitch having the breach charges. If they did realize that a little bit sooner, they could have changed the pace and their type of approach to the site rather than having to rush all the way down main stairs altogether. Maybe just
Yeah,
chased by time, losing one early to Tokebi, especially with the two calls being off the board. Really put them panicking, from what I would see.
yeah, I think it definitely kind of made them panic, and it is understandable to some extent, but still, it's unfortunate that of all the times you had to lose a player, you lost it then. When now, despite how kind of shaky NCSU looked, I would I would almost say that this is extremely beneficial to NCSU, because now you get the entire time of the rehost to kind of game plan around how you want to attack or how you want to approach this defense and what you want to do. So we'll see what they come up with. Is realistically that 2 to 3 minute buffer can really allow you to kind of work some things out that maybe weren't working before. So we'll see where they end up going, and really how they end up kind of approaching it.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like they will be going back up to CEO and Executive Lounge, where they did show a strong performance at the castle, blocking off all the sightlines and just fragging overall. I believe it was Bungo in the last second finding the kill on the two people right outside the breach. And it'll be Leary on the dock again. I'm expecting another run out. Or at least playing really aggressively towards, what is it called? Towards the repel. You can see all there from ATMs.
Yeah, we are going to see the six pick onto the castle, so I want to see what they end up doing with this, because I think that this type of setup here on this upper hold is something that you can definitely just kind of say, hey guys, let's play safe. let's play slow, and you can really force WPI to execute on you. But we'll see what they're able to do here. We do have Leary back on the dock, so maybe potentially a roam out or a run out again. But other than that, a good amount of utility all around, as we see the Mute and the Legion, as well as the Castle, like we said before. So from the side of the attackers, we are going to see the Dokkaebi again. Hopefully not going to lose her early, and then we're actually going to see the Ella, so, or the Zofia, I'm sorry. But it is going to be up to the Thermite here on this back stairwell to kind of make things happen and open up this site, because there is no Hibana this time. So if that Thermite does get picked off early or is not able to fully blow open some of those walls, then this is going to be looking even better for WPR or for NCSU to pull out the win.
Yeah, and Leary just rushing towards the first part, maybe realizing he's late, running towards ATMs, just looking for repel as of now. And WPI really hasn't been showing any repels from this side of from East. Never mind, there we Tokebi maybe being Leary might be ready for this. He will be. Try you'll see one and Tokebi. Oh, missing some shots, and it will be the Jackal here to help now, while Tokebi is all the way repelled.
That's honestly super surprising considering how low the Dokkaebi was, and now the refrag is going to come up. So Leary already down now, as I believe that was Nick's finding the frag from that parking garage roof, and yeah, missing those shots there is super crucial, not only because the Dokkaebi was low and how much utility you could have denied, but Leary immediately getting refragged there. Now you lose your top fragger, and it's really going to come down to the rest of your team to kind of pull their weight and make sure that they can secure the round here.
Yeah, and Bungo trying to open some holes for impact tracking, most likely, and as Stinger pushing through stock. First call coming through, and Jaeyoung preparing to get pushed from stock hallway and looking at main stairs too, while Nyx just takes the front of ATMs, blocking off any rotations from front desk all the way into the hallway, top of main stairs. Really taking their time to look for any feet through their drone holes too. Time's ticking though, 2 minutes already gone. Taking closer to 1 minute now in Jaeyoung. Still holding firm in meeting, and Koiman just looking for any rotates while this is the castle roaming downstairs. Nyx finally inside, looking to push up lobby stairs. And we'll find the castle and we'll go through a quick gunfight. Both coming out untouched, actually. 45 seconds left. WPA has to pick up the pace. The scan goes on the castle, and the Jackal will find it. Oh, the second kill for this round, and it will be Bungo. One more on the third bite.
Super surprising to see that Castle playing aggressively here now, but still, Hoopsie is going to find one, and so the 4v2 will come out here from the side of WPI as they're really looking to draw this round. Even a nice frag there on the Jackal picks up one. It's going to be off to the Jaeger. He does find one, but the 3v1 here is going to be very difficult as time does come down. He actually picks up the second one. It's going to be all to him. The plant's going down. He has to deny it with 6 seconds left. If he can cancel his plan, he's really going to be in an advantageous position. He's not going to fight it. He actually does, and he gets the triple kill, and he's going to win the round for NCSU. The Jaeger picking up essentially the quad kill to deny the plant, and he picks up the win for NCSU on a round that looked lost.
The last minute spray coming from Jaeyoung as the time was ticking down. The Tokebi is almost done planning too. Just the Jackal's looking away in the wrong spot, and Jaeyoung just clutches the round and the entire map for NCSU. 3 points. Actually, no, not 3 points. I lied. At least a partial win secured for NCSU.
Yeah, that's a hero play there from the side of the Jaeger. Honestly, just finding his way throughout that entire format defense and kind of weaving through all of the chaos there and finding the frag, and ends up denying the plan. It realistically what could not have been a more perfect time, and it looked lost. There were so many questionable things going on there. It looked like NCSU was kind of overstepping their bounds despite losing Leary, and they kept being aggressive lower, and it ended up with them dropping more and more kills. But you just needed Jaeyoung on the Jaeger, and that's all they needed. So they do pick up the round win, and it is going to net them at least a couple points, like you said. So we will be going to a little bit of a break here. as we give the teams a little bit of time to recuperate and prepare for the next map. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, so we are back. On to the second map here after NCSU does take the first map of Bank, 7-5. After some clutch performances from Jaehong, so we'll be going on to map number 2, which is going to be Coastline, which will be WPI's pick. And I'm interested to see how they decide to do this and how they decide to pull this off. I think there's some definite players to watch on both sides, so we'll see who's able to perform.
Well, there's been a little bit of controversy, I guess, about if Coastline's a defender side map or attacker side map. I'd say attacker sided, just based on the performance we've been seeing from other teams overall on the Coastline. And it looks like NCSU might be thinking the same as they pick attack first when they were given the choice between the two sides.
I think
Buck going off, Jackal going off. And yeah, continue, Grifster.
I definitely think that as the meta has kind of evolved here, I think there's definitely the chance for it to be attacker sided, just depending on what kind of bands come in. And as you do see the Buck and the Jackal band, things are definitely shaping up for a stronger defender sided push. But I think there's definitely some operators we are going to see banned here. The Valkyrie is something that's kind of interesting. I don't think we see a lot of Valkyrie bans in this map, but maybe those are just the games that I see. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a mirror ban here to round it out. I think that's something that's pretty commonly banned on Coastline. And yeah, I think going back to that point you were making, Coastline now with the kind of evolution of not going into VIP and Master Bedroom is definitely becoming more and more attacker favored because of how difficult and random some of those other side holds can be.
And we will be going into round 1 with WPA starting on defense, and interested to see if they'll be either taking kitchen, hookah, or penthouse. And speaking of which, hookah, lounge, billiards will be the first site for them to hold with an echo in play now.
Yeah, so we are going to actually see the Maestro Band as the final one, which means the mirror will be left up. I think I'm surprised that from the side of WPI they haven't decided to take it, honestly, but there is a lot of utility left up here. The Echo still being left up here, which is relatively strong, and then other than that, pretty common lineup here overall. We're actually going to see the switch off the dock onto the castle, which for this hookah billiards setup is it's honestly kind of surprising because normally you have that ACOG and you will have it from the Echo, but you usually have that ACOG on a more aggressive type of player. So to see the switch off the dock onto the castle is something I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing because I want to see if they can maximize that utility of the castle. And then from the side of NCSU, we do see a rather standard approach here with a good amount of fragging mixed with some strong utility.
And especially with Castle being in play, it is quite surprising how some teams forget about the existence of Blackbeard. Because especially on Hookah and even Penthouse, having the maps so small but having big windows as well, it just gives so much line of sight when you reverse repel, especially on the windows. But it looks like they'll be bringing a Nomad instead just to block off some jump outs or even rotates. It looks like they will be trying to hold Penthouse as well, seeing the Legion and Jaeger roaming around. And the Legion still with an impact in hand. We'll try to see how he can utilize this while blocking off NCSC from trying to take a Penthouse take. And, oh, Leary with an AUG already inside blue bar, trying to call off anyone rotating around, but nobody in sight just yet. But Jaeger is hiding here, and ooh, two from WP being taken down. And Leary's so low right now. And there's still 2 minutes left, plenty of time for the attackers to work around with.
Different map, same Leary, honestly. I mean, not only is he roaming around with the AUG on the IQ, but he finds 2 very important frags there early on. So picking up the 2 early with a minute only gone by, it really allows the side of NCSU to kind of get creative with how they want to approach this because you can play for trades, you can play a little bit more aggressively because of how much just utility you have left compared to that side of WPI. So could be a rather difficult hold here from the side of WPI, as it does look like the Zofia is going to get aggressive here and potentially traded off by the castle as they both get a little bit of damage onto each other. Now, that entire hookah site is going to be lost on for any pressure from these main stairs. Some pre-fires coming in through the soft wall, but not going to end any kills here. As a good amount of control has been lost overall by WPI, and they're more than likely going to have to go for the retake here. As it is Leary finding the triple kill on the roam, so Leary coming up clutch again, finding the frag, and now he's going to go into the sluggish hallways. One frag's being picked up. Actually, two here now by the Echo. Drawing this round closer, and now Leary with the low health is going to make this interesting if he can find this roam through the luggage.
Oh,
As the triple kill is picked up by the Echoes, Leary's going to find a nice flank here. Going to go for the quad, on for the ace for sure. And now Leary has been given away, but the nice timing there from the Twitch will net the first round for NCSU.
Jaeyoung just looking at the castle. Should I give this to Leary? Maybe not. Just takes the head, and that will be Leary's quadra kill added on by Jaeyoung, finishing off with a team ace actually among the two of them.
Yeah, Leary just finding all of the holes in that defense. Honestly, he gets the nice double kill onto two rather unsuspecting roamers, and then he gets the timing on that player in the 90 hallway, and then just rounding it out with a nice push through luggage. As the defenders are more focused on trying to kind of secure that hookah site. So Leary just finding a good amount of kills, especially with how low health he was. It was very impressive to see him kind of maneuver his way around the map.
Yeah, and with both Echo Yokais from WPI, Mo just had them one set up in hookah door, and the other one around the top of Cool Vibe stairs. So both the Echo Yokais committed to denying a hookah player, and they completely forgot about Aqua Push. Similar setup coming through, similar picks, except no castle this time. I see a smoke and a frost. Maybe trying to get SCSC's drone a little bit more, and oopsie doopsie putting welcome back right behind the deployable. You really have to be careful when you jump over these.
Yeah, the frost pick is something that I realistically can't even remember the last time we saw. I think it's something you see a lot in normal ranked games, especially on a site like this where there's so much utility to clear, and it can really be kind of a nuisance to get into the site. But overall, it's just very interesting to see that they will decide to go for this oopsie doopsie, and maybe it's more of a comfort pick nonetheless. We will definitely be looking to see what kind of impact that will have, and also what kind of impact Leary can have on this attack, as he is going to be on that IQ again and going to be playing rather aggressively here, as he's going to get the entry into kitchen, and we'll see what kind of damage he can do. As he's playing rather aggressively and rather fast, as he's already pushed up into kitchen and going to decide to maybe re-wrap around through this main entrance. But Larry has been the impact fragger for both games for NCSU, despite the last round on bank, and if he can continue up his hot streak, it's going to be looking very strong for NCSU on WPI's map pick.
Yeah, definitely, and not sure if there was a drone in play in the kitchen, but Leary was just running through, and there will be one from the Echo finding the Hibana on the roof, and Nyx finds Leary, so Leary shut down for this round, and WPI currently in favor of 5v3. And Jaeyoung trying to refrag, but the Legion is already in blue bar, and there's a Jaeger being helped by the Yokai as well. Oh, so just spotted. Nyx quickly retreating. That was so close. Jim trying to find a way through blue bar, even just peeking sunrise. A little skirmish going down in the first 1v2, while Bungo tries to get control of Hookah Door. Oopsie does spot the Zofia coming through, but the Echo luckily refrags. Actually secures the Zofia from stopping. From killing an Echo himself, actually. Oh, I'm stuttering. And there goes one. That is a frost out of play. It's up to Bungo from Aqua. 1v4 has to look for an ace.
Yeah, Bungo on for the ace here, and it is more than likely going to be stopped by the Echo, who we've seen absolutely frying everybody he comes across here. But Bungo's going to get aggressive here, and the Echo actually not finding the kills yet, playing a little bit of peekaboo, as it is the Legion who finds the last frag. And the Echo player of WPI here just kind of silently showing up here, almost pulling the first round back with the triple kill, and then they're finding at least a double to really kind of drive that round home for the side of WPI.
Leary is playing really aggressively, but at the same time, he hasn't really had a chance to use his gadget as IQ. And with all the floors being super soft, all soft, unless you're talking about hookah balcony, you can definitely shoot the echo drones from below. It's just that when IQ's gone from within the first minute, you really don't have a chance to clear any gadgets that you see through the floors. And it looks like Bungle will be taking IQ this time while putting Leary on Ash, which is more of just pure fragging. Psych is kitchen service entrance, so I would expect NCC to be clearing from either penthouse or Aqua Billiards, taking a slower push, clearing second floor, and then first floor, seemingly as this map is so small. No basement, no roof, just first and second floor.
Yeah, it is. This is kind of the kind of wrinkle that comes in here onto Coastline, where you see the preference pick either into Kitchen or into Blue and Sunrise Bar. So we will see WPI opting to go for Kitchen Hold, and I think it really kind of fluctuates almost even week to week on which side is the preferred one for most of these teams. But we'll see what kind of defensive hold they can have here. There's definitely ways to get creative. I would more than likely expect, like you said, an upper take from the side of NCSU, and maybe a little bit of contention there from the side of WPI, depending on how they want to approach this. But some of these angles, if you can secure that upstairs hold, can be really brutal. So definitely looking to see them either contest that or play around those, but maybe even going for an extended hold back into the bars here. But yeah, I think that from the side of WPI, this is one of the rounds that's kind of make or break here, because if you're not able to successfully hold this round, you have to think of how you want to adapt and either go back onto this side or go into another side, knowing that you cannot go back upstairs to Billiards Hookah.
Definitely, and looks like a quick aqua push coming from Leary and Zofia, just one pushing through White Hallway and the other in Billiards. And Echo did hear someone running up, looks up, and Bungle will be following them pretty soon. As Mo is trying to get a hold of Cool Vibes along with Oopsie Doopsie, helping. While Zophia's still upstairs and has a claymore in hand, could set this down for cutting off rotations from White Stairs. And Jaeyoung is also in hookah, so if he spots anyone in Sunrise, he will try to sledgehammer the floor and just kill them through it. And someone's crouching down with that is Jaeyoung, and Mo is waiting for it. Mo's waiting for Jaeyoung to peek, and he's just holding the kitchen door, and there comes the peek, and Mo whiffs for the first time, lands a couple shots in the second try, and Jaeyoung will be re-peeking again, actually, trying for blue bar. Quick peek back and forth, and here's Oopsie Doopsie coming for support. Actually, a
Nyx.
triple angle. And Nyx actually, yeah, Leary gets Leary, so that's Ash off the board. I think he's still a kill off me, but my bad.
No, it's completely fine. It happens all the time. But still, Nyx picking up a very impactful frag there onto Leary is now that will be one of the main and lead fraggers from the side of NCSU down. And yeah, kind of interesting to see the aggression there from both sides, as the peaks were not being found by Mo or the Sledge player, but a good amount of upper control here now secured from the side of NCSU, and if they're able to maximize this, they're definitely going to make the lives of WPI very difficult here, as the cross is going to come in, a good amount of damage is going to be traded, but not going to find the kill. But still, it is going to have to kind of speed up here, as there is 50 seconds left in the round, and a nice kill there from the side of the Alibi, so making this even more difficult from the side of NCSU, is a good amount of damage is traded back and forth between those two players, but still, the round is continually winding down here, and for the side of WPI, if you can play this a little bit slow and continue to slow it out, this is going to be your round.
That's Jaeyoung securing a kill onto the roaming Alibi, actually. And there was the second one. Actually, double kill from the side of WPI. Now it's IQ left, and there'll be a triple, just going fast, even including a team kill at one point. But securing round 3 in the favor of WPI. 2-1.
Yes, the WPI kind of making it work there. It was a super messy round from the side of NCSU, losing Leary early, and then after that, just kind of getting picked off one by one. So we'll see what kind of adaptations they can make. This isn't their map pick, so they aren't looking awful, but at the same time, they did opt to go on attack, like you previously said. So would expect a little bit more success out of them there, but still, if WPI can win this Blue Sunrise Bar, they're going to be able to go back to hookah and billiards, and they're going to be on for potentially what could be 4 rounds here for their defensive side, which is something you would definitely think is a very strong half. And we'll see what kind of adaptations NCSU does have. We are going to see Leary actually go onto the Zofia. So if no 6 picks come out, a little bit of adaptation here off of the Ash, and then having the IQ go on a Nerd Gamer. So a good amount of kind of secure utility with the Nomad being brought as well. So we'll see what kind of approach NCSU has in mind.
Yeah, definitely. Some of them, it's just that Leary has been preferring really like 3 speeds. IQ, some people forget, but she's also a 3 speed as far as I know. But Zofia just, it's a quite downgrade from 3 speed to 2 speed. We'll see how he adjusts to this. But Nomad, IQ slash Thermite, just same picks from before. Just we've seen them come out round 1, round 2, even round 3. Boyman has been really doing construction for the team. Just even at 0 kills, he's been just making so much room for the roamers to rotate and just have a better hold of the map overall. Leary, no, with Nomad and Thermite looking for a quick push, but Nyx is ready for this. And he tries to find one, but Leary will find his head instead, and they'll be still have half HP remaining to push the rest of the site. And 4v5 coming through.
Yeah, the early frag that are being found from the side of NCSU is going to make this a little bit more difficult from WPI's perspective. A nice kill is actually going to be found there by Slinger. So the Jaeger finding the frag back onto Leary, as that is going to be the top fragger of NCSU down. So if WPI can reel this back in and play a little bit safe, they're going to be able to take this round. As another kill is found by Mo. So he's continuing his rampage here on this Echo. Looking to get a little bit of information there with the drone hop, but not anything going to be found yet, as this Aquarium take does look the focus of NCSU, but they're not finding anything yet besides the death of their teammate Leary. And we'll see how they decide to approach this and try to transition this into a bar take.
It's still almost half the clock gone, and the Jaeger is still contesting. Stinger just peeking back and forth, just annoying Bungo and Thermite. And they will have to drone this out if they want to push this safely. And Jadon slowly thinking of pushing the Sunrise, but Kaz realizes I need to rotate, and so does Bungo. They will both pressure Jaeger from the other side, looking to find him, and he is getting pressure from double Echo. Also here in Hookah, looking to double angle. But Kaz will try to peek around. Free fire coming from Mo, and there will be one going down. Thermite spawn. Now it's just Nomad and Sledge, and Nomad will find a refrag onto the Jaeger. But Mo looking to refrag, but doesn't find Nomad just quite yet. Bungo knows Echo's been in play, and Bungo will go down at the hands of Mo, and it's up to Jaeyoung to push through Sunrise. And he's already in Sunrise, but the shotgun from Koiman finishes the round. Almost flawless from the side of WPI.
Yeah, they're really kind of pulling it back here as the defensive rounds continue to kind of go their way, and it's very surprising to see them kind of figure it out here, because it didn't look too strong their first time, but now they definitely pulling it back. And honestly, it's been impressive because they've won both of the secondary sites from this coastline defense, which is something I think you really don't see very often.
Yeah, looks like, and they're going back to hookah billiards with the sites opening up after 4 rounds, and Frost coming out again from Oopsie Doopsie, and Mo currently has 8 kills on the Echo, with Nyx coming up with 5, and Leary also with 5 on the side of NCSU. Looking similar to last time, except Koiman, compared to Bank, he's been more of on the supporting role rather than fragging. And Leary's off the 3-speed. Now onto Sledge, looking to maybe slow his pace a little bit more down.
Yeah, this is going to be a pivotal round here from the side of NCSU, because I think if you're not able to kind of pull things back and secure another offensive round here, then things are really going to be looking in favor of WPI. But we are definitely going to need to see some more heroics out of Leary, as I think that first round was super strong from him, but since then we've definitely seen him kind of, I don't know, almost kind of picked out or figured out almost from the side of WPI. They're finding him on the early aggressive entries, like you said. He's being a little bit reckless, and it's netting WPI the advantages they find the early frags onto him.
And especially just seeing Bank, it just depend on how Leary performs. It looks like Coastline is actually going the same way as well. The one round NCSC currently has is off of Leary's quadra kill. Pretty standard setup coming from WPI, similar to what they were doing before, and Leary just going in penthouse, repelling straight in, and maybe he did hear someone all the way across on luggage, top of white, but Leary's currently pushing through VIP undetected. I don't think NCSC knows he's here yet. He might be able to get a free kill off of this angle, looking through Billy as a common rotate spot. And drones are going off for Leary through VIP. Might spot the Frost hanging around 90. And he does get the call, and he will look for the Frost, and Frost goes down! Headshot! Leary, 100 HP still. He has plenty of room to work with. 2 minutes left, making some more room for his team to work with.
Leary just finding all of the timings here. Nick's actually going to get the good amount of damage back onto him, but still not finding the kills. Leary's dropped down to below 25 HP, but still, Leary just kind of playing with reckless abandon here, despite it biting him in the butt the last couple of rounds, and it ends up with him getting another early entry here. So if NCSU can kind of parlay this into a round win, then I definitely would be feeling strong about some of their kind of offensive approach here on Coastline, but we'll see if they're able to do that here, as Mo is still alive from the side of WPI, so their top fragger still looking strong. And other than that, this is a relatively strong defensive hold here. Leary is going to be going into the luggage now and seeing what kind of damage he can do, and it also might be undetected.
Pings are going off for the side of the attackers, and he's crouch walking all the way, and there's no yokai. Echo gets taken down, that's a top fragger. 3v5, and no, Zofia gets taken down, 3v4, almost equalizing. But the Legion and Smoke are so low, and Leary's just roaming around site. Nyx is not even on site, and it's just up to him with two of his teammates down on site. And Leary cutting off rotates, looking through white. This will be like Leary and the Legion facing off each other really soon. They hear each other. They're really trying to play some mind games, and Leary will find the ending kill for round 5, giving the round to NCSC White.
Yes. So Leary just finding another just strong round there. I think the 4K coming through for him. So I don't know. That upstairs site really just looks so hot and cold from the side of WPI. Leary is able to maneuver around almost the entirety of the upstairs undetected, like you said, and just finds his entry into that site. I mean, he walks right on top of the Echo with nobody stopping him and gets the kill. And it's honestly kind of puzzling considering how much pressure he was able to muster on the other side. I mean, he walked almost all the way out into 90 hallway in front of Circle Couch, and then he wraps all the way back around after finding the kill onto Frost and just gets a free entry into Billiards. So despite how strong WPI have looked in some of these rounds, they still look a little disorganized and kind of not looking their best. So they are going to repeat here back on the Hookah Billiards, and they are going to bring the Mira.
This is their 4th time on Hookah. They've succeeded once. But they were pretty solid on Kitchen and Penthouse, so not sure why they're sticking to this site actually. We'll see how things change. They do bring a mirror, a little bit change in strategy. Not having the Echo instead. So we'll see how it goes, and looks like Mo is taking a little break over there, standing next to the pool table. Good morning. Wake up. Rise and shine. Never mind. So bad. Hey, he's back. He's back. Alright. Similar hold actually. Just I haven't seen really anything change in terms of like reinforcements from the side of WPI. I'm just curious as in where this mirror placement would go. Aqua?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to also see here on this wall between the two sides, considering kind of the amount of prioritization we've seen in taking out the purple tarp angle. So you can play that angle a little bit more safely on that hookah wall, but well, we will see where he decides to put it. It is going to be Nick's getting a little bit aggressive here into this main entrance area, but other than that, I definitely agree with you. They kind of continually run the same thing with mixed results. This is going to be the fourth WPI going up here again. We are going to see Leary getting aggressive again here, potentially finding the timing onto Nyx, but no, Nyx has at least left the area for now, rotated back into blue bar. I'm going to see.
And Mira still has 2 windows by the way. She still has to set them up. Might be a little bit late. Yeah, it still has 2. I'm not sure what's going on, but there will be a frag onto Zofia, so that's a lot of utility off the board. And Leary gets down by Nyx, and Nyx will finish it off, adding 1 more kill to his board. 5v3 in favor of WPI. And speaking of which, the mute gets taken off the board. And 5v4 is still in favor, 140 halfway down the clock, and Nyx and Stinger are just roaming below, and I'm not sure what Oopsie is trying to achieve with the 2 mirrors in their pocket. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe some 500 IQ plays in mind, and Jaeyoung is looking for the mirrors but doesn't find any, ironically. NCC is really taking their time to drill with only 3 members alive, and it might be just eating up their time on down the clock. Oh, sees 1 rotate, that'll be 1 on Smoke Coinman off the board. Yeah, that's a second one from Bungo. Bungo clearing mirror, it's now 3v2.
Yeah, this round is quickly falling apart here from the side of WPI. As somehow the 3 players remaining from the side of NCSU have found the entrance here, but Nyx is actually going to find one. Going to go for the repick on the second one, but is not going to find the kill. As 40 seconds remain in the round, as the Nomad of the IQ are faced off against the Jaeger and the Legion. So a good amount of damage being traded onto the Jaeger, and actually not going to find the kill there is Bungo. But the IQ will find one back on the Legion, and yeah, I believe that was the DC from the Jaeger, so rather unfortunate way to lose the round, but still, it is going to be NCSU taking it.
We will be checking if they need a rehost, because they do still have one. So they do have to call before Perfect, and they will be calling it, so WPI using their second rehost. And we will have WPI leave for now, and it will be coming back with round 7 with the score 3-3. Sides just swapped. And while they come back, 4th time on the hookah, not really turning out to be successful. 25% chance of success. Not looking too good with WPI on this site, but also Leary just killing people. But the last round, the most recent round, was where Leary got gunned down by Nyx, but Bungo actually stepped it up, just clearing all the way through 90, giving the IQ who is in hookah balcony more freedom to work around with. And we're still setting up, just recovering our servers, just working on bans and everything. That'll just repeat. Buckjackal, our band, and Valk and Maestro are also out of play. And based on the results, the points will differ. There's one chance where WPI takes it and they tie, it'll be 1-1. And then if WPI and NCSC White tie this one, it'll be a partial win for NCSC White. Or
Yeah.
it could be NCSC White just takes both maps, and they take full 3 points.
I definitely expect a little bit more resistance from the side of WPI as they go on to attack here. But
Feels bad for y'all, man. Damn, that's twice now.
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what WPI has up their sleeve, because I think that this being their map pick, I would expect them to have some offensive executes on some of these sites planned out a little bit more. I think a lot of the time on defense on this map, it's a little bit more random, because you're really kind of playing reactive to whoever is attacking you. So maybe the struggle is a little bit expected, especially considering the conversation we had earlier about how attacker favored this map can be with some of the bans that have come through. So we'll see if WPI is able to pull it back through after the rehost.
It is WPI's map, so I hope they have more prepared for attack. NCSU did show to be show similar level of strategies on bank, but WPI has to be like, this is our map. We want to take the win to at least secure 1 point.
Yeah, you definitely want to pull it out, because I think despite the rehost, like you said, you don't want to just lose. You don't want to just get no points. Like, you want to at least earn yourself something. So it is going to be a little bit of an uphill climb here from the side of WPI, but they definitely have the opportunities to make that a reality. And if NCSU comes out looking strong on their defense, then it's going to be even more difficult. But I definitely suspect that WPI has some things ready for their attack.
And taking a look at their division, like Druid overall, it's just WPI is currently standing at 4 points, 1 wins, one win, 1 loss, and NCSU White is currently at 2 losses. So at the bottom of the standings page, and both of them are just looking for more points at this point. It's currently middle of the season, and if they do want to contest for a playoff spot, now is the time to start kicking things off, getting it running. All right, we are back with WPI currently on attack with the side swapped, and NCSU looking to start hookah and billiards, which I'm expecting a similar lineup since Echo is in play. It is a nuisance while the Echo Yokais are still alive. So I would kind of expect an IQ in play from WPI, and there will be one from Stinger. And Bungo pulling out the Mozzie pick.
Yeah, so looking like rather standard approach here from the side of WPI. We are going to see the W, which was something we saw them favor the last time around. And then, like you said, Bungo bringing out the Mozzie. So a good amount of drone denial here, which I think is something that can be very useful. Like we saw NCSU kind of utilize the last time around, that they were just actively droning in Leary and getting him those kills and finding those entries for him. So we'll see what they're able to do here with some of this generation denial.
Definitely, and we just saw Mo talk a little bit about how he had to take out the batteries from his electric toothbrush since his mouse died. So, rip for the electric toothbrush. You're gonna have to swap batteries in between every time you use it. Let's see. Standard setup. It just looks almost identical to what WPO is bringing up for Hookah. Just a slight change in operators. Not too different, just one or two off. And we'll see how this changes the pace of the game. And just reminding as a note, WPI has used both of the rehosts, so they will have to play a 4v5 until one of their disconnected players have to reconnect, if that does happen. And Koiman on the Thatcher 6 pick off of Sledge. We'll be looking to push through pool with the IQ, and Leary's just going through kitchen, running around looking for kills, looking for just hearing for listening with wide I don't know. I want to say ears are open for footsteps. My mouth is just dying. I need water. But anyways, Koiman's trying to push hookah while VIP Lounge, the DJ booth, is being taken by the Ash.
Yeah,
Ankles.
we're seeing a very kind of extended roam here from the side of Leary, and it honestly makes sense considering how he was playing attack, just being very aggressive and being very active on some of his roam clear. So to see him actively roaming on defense is not something that's very surprising to me. But Nyx was actually doing his best Leary cosplay here and already getting into Circle Couch rather fast here. So I'm not sure if the side of NCSU is aware of this, but these two players here roaming on this lower floor could definitely be kind of exploited here if WEPI can effectively pinch off that site. But we'll see what they're able to do here, as realistically from the side of NCSU you have a good amount of utility here that can stall them out. We do see Leary on the flank as he gets a nice phone call from Dokubi to potentially give up his spot, but we'll see if WPI are able to capitalize on that, as this is going to be one going down. It is going to be the Dokubi, so only one call going off, I believe. She's picked up, and now it is going to be up to the rest of her team to not only clear the roamers out, but effectively execute on this site.
And Nyx just retreated all the way back into the theater. Almost, like, he did almost back up into Leary, who was running around 90. Might be finding him again. Nyx will find Leary, actually, on the headshot. And Smoke is also down. From who? Oh, looks like Twitch is going to finish off. Actually, another kill on the Echo. So it's a 4v2. 4v2 keep constantly going on. Mo's just repelling, just dominating on the window, and Bunko has to be aware of the upward push. Well, the plant might be possibly going down the hookah. Quick kills coming from both sides, but it will turn out to be WPI as the victor, as they secured 2 kills during this fight overall. Nyx with the pistol kill.
Yeah, so overall, from the side of WPI, looking rather strong on their offensive execute and just finding the frags when they needed to. They lost to Dokubi early, but nonetheless, it ended up in them taking the round overall, as they were able to find those kills and get some nice pinch there from that angle that Twitch was holding on that window. So honestly, maybe a little bit of foresight from the side of NCSU, expecting that window not to be a highly contested spot, but the Twitch of WPI makes it work, and Mo just finding the frags when he needs to, and it's really, this could be the momentum swing that WPI needed off the rehost.
Yeah, definitely. And Koiman's just been picking off of Sludge every time, just making them stay scared about potential frag nades popping from the top of Cool Vice or even just through any window. And with Mo just repelling hookah window every time, it looks like NCSU might have to be taking more control of VIP overall. Because there is an angle where you can just shut down whoever's repelling. That could also be done by just running out the kitchen window as well.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of adaptations NCSU has here. They do decide to go back to it again, and they are not going to bring the mirror this time. I think that's something that maybe they're just not prepped for, maybe not ready to have, because we do see the mirror on band. But nonetheless, looking to see them switch it up and adapt properly here, considering how kind of quickly that last round fell apart from their side.
We'll see how the second try goes for the side of NCSU White. And JL still has 2 impacts. So the Smoke's doing all the construction, which makes sense. It's always good to have a couple impact nades in your pocket. And it's interesting to see how WPI for Attack on Bank have had Nyx on Twitch and someone else take Ash, but it looks like WPI is showing we can both take fast-paced operators, fast-paced fraggers. We can frag as much as Leary can.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of going to counteract some of that aggressive playstyle from the side of NCSU that we've seen. So there's going to be layering being rather aggressively here again on the Jaeger, and if WPI can't counter this out, then it definitely is going to net them some strong advantages here as they do go for this outside balcony approach here. Leary is going to be forced to fall back, but we'll see what kind of damage he can do, or even potentially if he can do any at all, as he's kind of now pinched from the side of WPI.
Oh, Leary already rotated all the way out, so he's free from the double pinch, but now Mozzie's just walked into theater. And there are people waiting at VIP, and he does get spotted. Nyx finds Mozzie on his drone. Pings going off, just yellow pings. And Leary is just holding 90, and it's already 1:30 off the clock. And both calls are off. So all calls are gone. It has to be just pure fragging coming up from both sides. And Stinger cornered Mozzie in the bathroom. Stinger's looking for the kill. Oh, Mozzie? Oh, barely sees Mozzie rotate out, and Mozzie is now safe in penthouse, but there's also someone from the window reverse repelling. Mozzie's in a bit of trouble. They need some help, and it's Oopsie Doopsie repelling. And Mozzie gets taken down. He'll be finished off by the CZ, but there's a run out. No, Mozzie's alive.
Yeah, 2 huge kills there being picked up, and the refrag actually not coming through on the Mozzie like you said. So now Nyx going to be forced to get rather aggressive here, as the Mozzie is pinched out, but still going to be able to potentially get his way back on the site. And those 2 frags are really getting NTSU a lot of momentum and stopping all progress that WPI had on this round. So a good amount of time burned off too is going to more than likely result in NTSU taking this round, unless some magic can happen from the side of WPI, as they are going to continue to be aggressive here. Nyx is actually going to get the timing kill onto Jaeger. Nyx is going to find a second one onto the Mozzie, so a good amount of health lost from both already, but the final kill is being picked up by Nyx, and now the 3-on-3 here is this round could quickly unravel for the side of NTSU as you're in the 5v3 into the 3-on-3.
There's 10 seconds left. They have to pick up the pace. The defenders secure one more kill, making it 3v2, and the plant's going down. Koiman, the smoke nades go off, and there'll be one more denying the plant, and defenders take round 8, tying up 4-4.
Yeah, so that round really looked like it was gonna be kind of safe and secure from the side of NCSU, and then they almost threw it away there with the Mozzie and the Jaeger kind of throwing away their lives, but at the end of the day, they end up securing the round and going 4-4. So we do see, I believe, the second successful hookah defense out of 6 total, which is kind of surprising to see people continue going back there, but it is, I think, generally considered the strongest set on this map. But we'll see how NCSU does here. Is now this is usually the time that the team that did not pick the map struggles a little bit, is you have to go to these secondary sites.
But there's Penthouse and Kitchen. NCAC decided to go to Blue Bar and Sunrise, which is not a lot of like teams like first picks, like secondary picks. So it'll be interesting to see what they have prepared for this particular site. Just having Pulse being shown during pick phase just gives off the vibe where it's like, hey, we're holding first floor, and it looks like WPA may be thinking this might be a kitchen hold.
Yeah, we are gonna see, I believe, some interesting operator picks here. So we are gonna see the Capcan and I believe the Fuse as well coming out. So a little bit of love to the Russian operators, which realistically we don't see picked up a lot in competitive play. So definitely looking to see how both of those utilities are used here. I think the Fuse was kind of in the meta for a little bit, a rather long time ago, but on this side, especially considering how much upper control can net you, if you're able to force people out of some angles and just do a little bit of damage with those pucks, then you can really kind of set yourself up to win the round here. And then also from the side of the defense, bringing that Capcan just can really take advantage of some kind of rushed entries from the side of the attack. You may not be clearing every angle. You're definitely not going to be clearing every doorway. So just a little bit of free damage onto the attackers can soften them up enough to net you a kill or two.
And definitely Nyx is just rushing through main lobby, and Leary is trying to chase him around. Nyx is already on the top. He's already going through Aqua Hallway. And uncontested, Leary might be sneaking up behind looking for the kill, but peeking the door, Nyx is already gone. Oh, chasing him down. Leary finds a drone, but this should make Nyx aware. No? Not aware. Here comes the first cluster charge with the hockey pucks. And Nyx gets taken down by Leary. And also cluster charge kill coming from Mo. Goodbye Smoke, you're off the board. And that will be a fuse charge kill. First one this season on stream. Still 140 on the clock and 4v4 going pretty slowly for both sides. And Oopsie might find the Capcan here looking up towards the stairs. But Leary's still roaming on VIP and not really contested. Here comes the second call. Nope, first call. First call, and we'll hear Bungle waiting on the left side of kitchen door. And one more kill going off, getting rid of Leary. That'll be from Stinger. Stinger, yes. Stinger will be clearing Leary. 4v3, 1 minute to go. Mo is out of hockey pucks, but that does not matter. He still has an LMG. And the defenders will strike back with 2 more kills, making it 3v2 in favor of them. And Kaz is still full HP, roaming on the second floor. Mo is fully aware and will be trying to get out of this pinch situation, but gets fragged out by Jaeyoung. And it'll be up to the IQ, 1v2.
Yeah, the IQ in a very difficult situation here, but actually finds the 1 kill and is going to be able to get the diffuser back now. So definitely drawing this round back even here despite the time, and I believe that it's going to be rather difficult for him as the plan is going to be going down here. So now it's going to be up to the Mozzie to retake on the site, but actually just going to let the plant go down here, which is kind of puzzling. So the IQ is not only going to be able to get the plant down, but also reposition into wherever she really wants to be to hold this diffuser. And now the Mozzie is going to have to retake onto this site. The 1v1, which really could be the backbreaker here, as if you lose this round from the side of the attack, then you're really going to be scratching your head here. But it does going to be the IQ finding the kill. So WPI take the round, despite the rather close throw, and they are looking strong again.
Stinger just stepping up for the team with the 4K. He's insane. At least for this round, he is insane. And they're 4 kills. 4 kills. Ooh. 4 kills for the top 3 fraggers in WPI, all equally spread out. And I forgot it was post rehost. Haha. My short-term memory is striking back.
Yeah, so WPI definitely looking to potentially kind of carry that 1v3 into some momentum here going into their secondary attacking side. And realistically, if you're the side of NCSU, you're kind of questioning how you managed to throw that round away, because I just think that if you're on that side of it, it's really kind of puzzling considering this isn't your map pick, and realistically you should be playing safe anyway. But WPI looking strong on their attack, kind of showing why this might be their map pick. And as we go into this round, it could be WPI on to at least secure the tie, or NCSU to bring it back even. And if you're NCSU and you're able to draw it even here, despite how poorly that last round went, you're definitely feeling better about yourself considering you won the first.
5-4, and if WPI can take 2 rounds consecutively right here, they can take a 7-4 with a bigger round differential, putting them at a better spot, even when both of them get 1 point each for a tie. Leary's been playing really aggressive, and is being really 50-50 as in favoring, and also, oh, that's a run out. A late run out from Leary, looking for anyone spawning ruins. Bold run out all the way across getting detected.
Leary plays with no fear. He consistently goes for these runouts, goes for these peaks, and realistically he runs around the map like a chicken with his head cut off. So We'll see if eventually WPI is able to punish him here, but Bungo potentially not going notice here. He's actually going to get the peek out here and get a frag onto the Duckby. So essentially a trade there overall, as the side of NCSU does lose the Jaeger, and Nick's not going to be entering in here onto this upper site. So if NCSU can maybe find another pick on this entry fragger, they might be able to net themselves around here. But at the same time, WPI has a good amount of control here early, and if they can parlay that into some good angles onto this hold, NCSU could definitely do some interesting things.
Just realized Vigil was sitting in courtyard just shooting all of Hibana pellets on the hookah wall. The latest wall, actually. Alright, no more openings. Kaz still has control of VIP, and it's already 1:30. And IQ's looking for some yokais that will be 1, 2? Actually, that's a Mozzie drone. That's still 1 yokai on the board. And Koiman taking a slow push down Coolwise, trying to get some entry frags on the way down. But it's really being paced really slowly from the side of WPI, and NCSU is just replying with the waiting game, and they will find one. Kaz finds the Hibana and takes him off the board. And Nyx is looking for the Mozzie, but we'll take down one, and that'll make it 3v3, making it even for WPI. 40 seconds left to go. And Nyx is making a really fast push down into blue bar. Bold to be pulling out the breach charge as he's jumping down.
Yeah, Nyx and Leary are just kind of playing on their own tempo. They play aggressively, they play fast, and Nyx is going to be in a very advantageous position here potentially with this IQ, or I'm sorry, Thatcher doubled up here with him, but there's going to be one frag going out here onto Nyx actually. So now the 2v2 is a free frag is picked up by the Thatcher. He goes down, and now with the time ticking down, it is actually going to be NCSU who's going to net themselves the round win. One killed by the Legion, and the final one picked up by the Vigil. Going to actually draw this even to 5-5. So NCSU, despite the throw in the last round, picking up the pieces and putting it back to even.
They had so much time. WPI had so much time to work around this. Once they cleared second floor, they just had to push down through any staircase, even courtyard. They had so much time in their hands, and hookah really hasn't been the best site for both sides. There's other options. There's penthouse, there's kitchen. Well, blue bars have obviously just been taken, so it's blocked off, but hookah only worked once across these two teams. There are other sites you can use if you like hookah. Oh well, we get it, you like it. And Koiman is constantly swapping off Sludge to Thatcher. This pattern may be read by NCSU at this point, but the Jaeger will still be in play anyways. 3 speed, good gun. Why not bring him on the board? And the Doc will come into play as his yokais have been taken off pretty early by Stinger, at least one.
The consistent type of approach to go back onto the Suka site is rather puzzling to me, considering the overall lack of success we've seen from both sides. But you know, maybe they feel like the last time they were here, they found something that worked, and we'll see if they're able to replicate it. But I don't know. It's just super puzzling to me. Maybe they're just not comfortable on the other sides, considering this isn't their map pick, and if that's the case, I can't necessarily blame them. But still, we'll see what they're able to do here. I think this Suka site has been so hit or miss. It's been so inconsistent that if WPI is able to figure out what they've been doing wrong, they're definitely going to be able to make NCSU struggle and squirm here. But if not, NCSU is going to be on to at least guarantee themselves the tie on not their map pick. And after the first round win, they're actually going to be in a very advantageous spot. And as I say that, there's going to be an early kill going down onto one member of WPI. So the early frag there is setting NCSU up for a nice round overall.
Oopsie Doopsie has just been denied playing from the start for a couple of rounds now, I believe he was also the victim for Leary's throwdown on the bank. And damn, Leary and their game are just like walking up all the way outside, not being afraid of getting detected. looking for a reverse control, and Leary is looking to run out, but someone's watching for it. Koiman's watching for the run out and trying to bait Leary. Leary will be baited. And, oh no, Koiman! Koiman, no! Koiman can't control the recoil. Leary goes out alive with 10 HP, and Nerd Gamer is here to stim Leary as he goes out. And Nyx is just trying to catch off Leary before he gets stimmed. A long-range stim snipe coming out. Leary is back to full HP. Not looking so good for WPI as Kaz picks up another kill. But Nyx immediately refrags, and it's 2v4 still. Not so good for WPI, but they still have a lot of time to work with. 140, plenty of time.
Yeah, for the side of WPI, you definitely can find a way to make this work unless this frag does come out here from Larry. If he finds the timing here, this really could be a disaster. As the IQ is definitely going to be hurt here now, especially after the Free Fire is coming out here. And it's actually going to be Leary to find the kill, and now it's going to be all up to Nyx on the Ash. So NCSU looking to potentially secure themselves at least a tie as Nyx has dropped into bathroom here. Larry, sounds like looks like he's aware of this potentially, but I'm not 100% sure here. And with the 4-on-1 here, Nyx is going to have to work some real magic to figure out how he's going to be able to take this round. Larry's going to get aggressive off of the pre-fire from Nyx, and Nyx not necessarily suspecting this re-roam here. Is he's going to go for the reload, actually. The timing almost working out for Leary, but Nyx continuing to push through 90 hallway, and the kill is actually going to be picked up by Leary. So NCSU finding success on this hookah bar when we saw so many times in the past that both sides haven't been able to, and they at least guarantee themselves the win and the tie.
Yeah, at least a partial win secured for NCSU. And finally, an offsite. Finally, we see something other than kitchen, other than hookah, other than blue bar. We will see penthouse coming into play with theater. As if NCSU does win it out, it will be the final site in play.
Yeah, this is I have a feeling this is going to be super unexpected from the side of WPI as they quickly drone this out and realize what's going on here, and we're actually going to see the clash taken by Leary, which can be a nuisance on this upper site. But maybe they've kind of shown their hand here a little bit. They do have the Montane, which might not necessarily be the best friend of this push from WPI, but the Blackbeard as well is going to be very helpful. And if they're able to execute on this site, I don't know when the last time I saw somebody play Penthouse Theater on Coastline was, but this would be one for the record books for sure, considering how much we saw this site kind of die off from popularity.
But really, the Clash looks like a response pick to Monty, as in, you guys have a shield, we have a shield too, Clash. And my Clash, my shield can shoot. It's fully electric, compared to your shield, so I don't know, it's about whose shield's bigger, whose shield is better, and that might be the deciding factor of this match, who knows?
Yeah, it is going to be the full body shield battles here from each side, and I want to see how WPI decides to approach this, but also how NCSU decides to kind of parlay their aggressive play onto this side as well, because we've definitely seen them go for peaks, we've definitely seen them go for runouts here, and on a site like this, it's one you have to get an advantage somewhere on, because if you play anchor on this site, there's so many different angles you can get abuse from below and on some of the windows that it's going to be very difficult for you to hold.
Yeah, definitely, and the Monty makes me think that they're gonna have a slower push, but the Blackbeard is proving me wrong. WPI just pushing through aggressively to VIP, just punching through windows, and Mo is just walking through being the living drone with the gun, fully extended, just clearing out hookah from the other side of the map. And the first kill will come on to the Jaeger. And the second kill, and that's from Nyx. Now there's only 3 left on the board, and it looks more looking like a tie in favor of WPI.
Yeah, so WPI finding the early frags here, and this overall round, they are punishing the aggression of NCSU, which we've seen in the past for sure, that sometimes these aggression and these peaks don't always work out, but still It is going to be the Clash and the Legion left alive along with the Dock, so a good amount of utility left over. But as this pinch comes out here and a lot of this utility gets to apply its pressure onto this side, it's going to be more and more difficult from this side of NCSU to hold it. Although there is one frag back, as it is going to be the IQ taken off the board, so the 3-on-4 now, and a good amount of damage is being traded onto the Clash, so looking for that stim shot to land, and it does at least one. So we'll see what kind of damage this approach from the side of WPI can do.
Oh no, they forgot to reinforce this. NCSU, the 3-wall, you can't really forget about reinforcing that one. 1 minute left on the clock and Blackbeard just fully flashed himself. And there is Leary from NCSU trying to run for his life with his gun out. And Jaeyoung trying to back him up for anyone dropping to bathroom or the hallway. That is a Monty. His shield is bulletproof. So good luck with shooting that, but oh, Nerd Gamer with a really tight angle, and Jaeyoung will find one. And the Clash is trying to disturb the planter over here. And that'll be the second one. It has to be up to Nyx and the Monty. Nyx trying to find the Clash, but that'll be one in the 2v2 situation, but Nyx is so low, and Mo can only block off one angle. And the leash is rotating, and the hole is made from the sledge. They have to be aware of this. Here's a pre-fire, and he finds Nyx. That's one. It's looking good for NCSC White. It's up to the Monty alone with the shield, and there goes. They're down Monty, and Jaeyoung picking up the last kill with the headshot. Slamming the shield. It's like, get out. It's my space. Get out. And NCSC White taking 2 maps, 7-5, 7-5. Will be taking 3 points.
Yeah, so overall, NCSU just finding the frags. Honestly, that round definitely looked like it was not going to be in their favor, but they find the final frags and they pull it out, and it really looked like it was like everything could have been going wrong for them. They lost the opening frags, they didn't reinforce the triple wall, but they still are able to get the kills that they needed, and they're able to keep the Clash alive long enough to be a nuisance. So it really makes that overall push from the side of WPI very difficult here. So it is NCSU taking the 2-0 overall, a scoreline of 7-5 on both of them, and I believe we will be getting an interview with Leary here shortly.
In 1 second. Let's pull Leary into our chat. Hey Leary!
Hi.
So, actually, double-digit fragging on Bank and being an entry fragger on Coastline. Really aggressive from you.
Yeah.
And I saw you just running out of Bank too. I was like, what were you thinking then? Just Bank with the front door spawn peek? You had 2 angles you should have looked at, but you chose one bold spot and ran for it.
It was just to slow him down. The fact that I picked Twitch, that was just bonus.
Getting the F2 chainsaw off the board.
Yeah, and I think overall you were definitely playing rather aggressive on both maps. I think that's almost an understatement, but I think it was very interesting to see you kind of find your way throughout some of those defensive holds, especially on I believe that first round on Coastline where you got the 4K, you had the nice couple of picks into Coastline. So what was the kind of thought process there on that IQ 4K?
Most of that was just flanking. So we pretty much on that first round, we decided to have basically everyone's try and push together from multiple different angles, focused on, I believe it was hookah at the time. And I would go around and flank underneath, and then from there I would go from underneath all the way over to penthouse, and then just pull up the rear behind anyone that was there.
Yeah, I think that round was super impressive. Just to see you kind of find your way through some of the holes in the site defense from the side of WPI. But you guys looked rather strong, and I think your resilience really showed itself on both maps, coming back from the rehost both times and kind of netting yourself some skills. So would you say that like some of that is a benefit to you? Like you guys are very resilient and how you take approaches to maps and how you kind of approach sites?
Oh, most definitely. Probably the biggest thing is just getting the team together and making sure that they're all focused on the match. So part of that has just been playing together a lot. Part of it's been going through scrims and just having playtime together so that we are able to sit down, focus, and even if a rehost comes out of nowhere, we're able to pick ourselves up and continue building our momentum.
And with this win for both maps, you will have 3 points in your division, which is a really competitive division. I must say, it's really close. There's besides NYT, everyone is contesting for a second place spot
Mhm.
for now, even within 3 point range, with currently FPU Purple at 6, and looks like you guys have the momentum.
Yep. I'm looking
And
forward
one
to the
more
rest of the
question.
season.
One more question. Why Clash?
So, funny story for this one. This is something me and PCT came up with for their tryouts. And I ran it to help with their tryouts to see how some of their players would adapt. And well, you saw what happened there. It's got to be a clash.
You guys definitely made it work, which I think was very interesting because considering how the meta has shifted into that bomb site, I think we rarely see it played, and to not only see you pick it but also bring out the clash, it was something super interesting. It ended up netting you guys the overall win-win. I really thought that considering how that round was going, you guys were going to go for the tie, but I think it rather impressive from you and your team realistically pulling out both of those wins, and congrats on the 3 points.
Thank you.
And with that, NCC pulling off 3 points. I'm just gonna quickly advertise what we have. We have another stream coming up tomorrow for the Invite League. That please tune in. It's gonna be fun. It's always good to see Invite performing in the Premier League, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in today, and have a good night.